The push to sell wine in grocery stores continues, the debate going strong at Connecticut's capital. And this morning, we hear from a local beloved business, Highland Park Market, on why they think it's time in our state. Molly Devanney, our vice president, or their vice president, will join us. And in today's committee close-up, mandatory vaccines, solving the healthcare worker shortage, affordable medication, Narcan in schools, and pharmacists prescribing birth control. All that and much more will be part of our conversation with Connecticut's Public Health Committee as leaders let us in on what potential laws you could see next. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on The Real Story. I'm Jenn Bernstein. The legislature is tackling many issues this session, one of them being whether grocery stores in our state should be allowed to sell wine. That bill got a public hearing in early February, and hundreds of people came out to talk about it. It would allow grocery stores to sell wine unless that grocery store is located within 1,000 feet of a package store. The bill also says it will only allow the wine to be sold from, quote, small wineries. The quotation is from the bill. The Connecticut Food Association argues consumers want the convenience. Now, recently we had Girish Patel on. His family owns several package stores in the state, and he said this bill would hurt small, independently owned package stores across the state and could even cause some to close. Listen to this.
Do we want to champion corporate retail, or do we want to champion small business? Do we want to strengthen that tier, or do we want to dilute it? Connecticut consumers stand to lose in the long run because of this. If passed, you'll find that there's going to be a shift in the landscape where Connecticut consumers will lose access to a wide variety of products. They'll definitely experience a diminished level of service.
Now, Connecticut is one of only 8 states that don't allow wine to be sold at grocery stores. So since we've heard from a package store owner a couple of weeks ago, we want to hear from the other side. And joining us this morning, Molly Devanney, Vice President of Highland Park Market. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jen.
Okay, so first of all, tell me about Highland Park Market. You guys are family owned, and I see on the website operated since 1886.
Yes, we're third family, third generation that are running the store right now. So it's a great place to be in the grocery community. We love it. We love servicing our customers. We focus on full service. So you come into our stores and all of our, different departments throughout the store. We have, full onslaught. We're really trying to take care of you, whether it's coming to our meat department and getting one pork chop, or if it's going to our deli department and getting our prepared chicken salad that we make in-house. So focusing on quality and service.
And some catering too,
and cater,
right?
a lot
yes,
of catering.
I've had your catering before. Okay, so and how many locations do you all have?
So 3 locations.
3 locations.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So does Highland Park support this legislation?
Absolutely. We think it's a win-win for everybody within the state of Connecticut. We love to see the growth of, different categories within our stores. We've seen the growth of craft beer in the stores. That has been just a huge thing. And it's also, not only is it good for our stores, but it's good for the local breweries. So we've been able to help all those small businesses be able to distribute their product out in just areas that they never thought possible before. So very excited to have helped the craft breweries.
Now, you all, have you supported, this legislation comes up every single year. So how long has this been on your radar?
It's been on our radar for quite some time now, which it's again, this is continuing, and we're going to continue to ask for this. If it comes now, if it comes later, it's something that our customers ask for. At the end of the day, we're pushing for our customers' wants and needs. We're continuing to evolve as our customers' needs are continuing to evolve. We've seen so many changes, whether it's, groceries being sold online. How can we compete in that market? Okay, now we've got to dive into that market and compete in that market. Again, it's just one of those things that the customers continue to ask for. They come into our stores, especially at the holiday time. Well, you really don't have wine here? No, we still don't have wine in our stores. And so just being able to educate them and tell them why we don't have wine. And there's just some frustration. People want it out of convenience. They think it's just nice to be able to grab a bottle of wine. We're not going to change the square footage of our stores. They're going to probably stay the same. So we would just like to have a little bit of variety within our stores.
Now, Girish Patel, who we had on, package stores are organized. They came out to the public hearing. They brought a lot of people there, and they're really concerned about them not having the exclusive rights to selling wine. And Patel had told us on the show that he thinks that consumers stand to lose in the long run. He thinks they're going to lose access to a variety of wines and also lose out on the service of your local package store owner or worker knowing the intricacies of the wine that they're selling. Your thoughts on that?
So, it's interesting, right? Because you see where he's coming from in so many different ways, but then also too, if I want to know something, I'm going to go to the expert that knows about it. I go to my package store, my local package stores, because they know about wine. I don't know as much about wine as what they know. We're asking for a little bit of a piece of the pie. We're not going to be able to sell those vineyards, like the Josh wines that everybody's, Behringer's, all those, bigger brands that are sold, and we don't want those. We want to sell unique wine that's special to our customers. We're a higher end store. We love the idea of being able to pair wine with food. We think it goes hand in hand with each other, and we just think that it's a great opportunity. A lot of the package stores within the state of Connecticut, there's 1,250 package stores in the state of Connecticut. 10% of them sell local Connecticut wines. So this is a great opportunity to support the local wineries, as they're struggling, looking for different ways to get their wine out there, and this is just another opportunity for the winemakers in Connecticut to be able to win in the long run.
Now, Patel was also saying, when we were reading the language of the bill, that they say small wineries in there, but that the amount, the 100,000 gallons of wine per winery, Patel claimed that covers some 97% of wine sold in the U.S.
That's not true.
Okay,
so there just needs to be a little bit more research done on that, because when you look at it, I think of our wine in the state of Connecticut, Jonathan Edwards, they do approximately 30,000 gallons of wine. So that's a local small winery, as far as, so when you think about different things and you think about the different labels within the package store that are selling in high volume, we won't be selling all those, the crazy amount of wines. But again, taking care of small business owners, that's what we're doing with this, and that's what we're hoping to do.
Now, do you have any of your markets within 1,000 feet of a package store?
We do, and so we, as good neighbors, so our Glastonbury Highland Park Market, for instance, if you right next to us, we have a package store. We do not sell beer in that package store because we're trying to respect the package store owners that are in our plaza. That's what they do. We don't want to compete in that. We're a grocery store, and it's really for those markets that are set up to, where in our Manchester store location, we are in the middle of nowhere. There's no one around us, and so this is just an awesome opportunity for us to be able to provide something so our customers don't have to get in the car and drive a couple miles in either direction to try to find a package store.
Now, your other locations sell beer, but this one specifically, you said in Glastonbury, doesn't because of the package store.
Because of the package store.
Okay, so I know that some package store owners would say, while you are a wonderful citizen here because you're local and you're being respectful, the Stop and Shops, the Big Ys, those bigger brands might not be as amenable or thoughtful, right? So, and Patel, when we were talking with him, he was kind of feeling like the people that were pushing it were these big corporate brands that wanted to sell the most profitable thing that package stores have, which is wine, according to him. Your thoughts on that? Because obviously you're a local, you're a local business.
Yep, absolutely. So the law is stated, so these package stores that are already existing in plazas with other grocery stores within 1,000 feet, they cannot sell wine. So they're not going to be able to get the permit for it. There's only a certain number of permits that are out there, so they're not going to be able to partake in that. So if there is a Stop and Shop and there's in the plaza and there's a package store, typically 9 times out of 10 they're not going to be able to have it within their stores for sales.
Yeah, and I think he was saying, and it's hard to kind of figure out if this would happen or not, that a Stop and Shop or a Big Y or one of the bigger brands could have another one close by, and that if they're starting to sell wine, that could put the package store out of business at some point, and then their other store could sell.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said for going into a store and being the expert. When you're the subject matter expert and you know more and you're selling things and you have the variety, people will go to you. It's not going to preclude us from going to package stores. I think that they're the experts. Not everybody that comes in, they just want wine. They want to buy wine with a steak maybe for dinner. But if I'm going to go to the package store and buy, I'm going to buy other things with it as well. So I'm going to want to buy the liquor. I'm going to want to buy everything in a one-stop big alcohol stop. So we're just really, looking out for our customers. This is something, especially females are asking for this, for the convenience. We saw during COVID that more and more people were looking for this opportunity to have this. And, it was one of those things, especially when COVID first started, people were looking for wine. And, we've been getting calls from women that are concerned and saying, it would be just easier. I'm getting a 4-pack of beer because it's craft beer now that I feel like a majority of the people are buying, and I can't buy a bottle of wine for myself. It's too bad. You really should do something about that. I'm like, well, if you're watching the news.
We are. You guys are trying. Okay, so tell me, this had a public hearing. So what happens
next? We had a public hearing, and so we'll see if this bill will come out, and we don't know if it will come out of general law or not. But again, it's something that we're not giving up on. We're going to continue to come time and time again until it does, because it's something our customers are asking for.
All right, Molly Devanney with with Highland Park Market. Thank you so much for coming on The Real Story and telling your side. And we will, I'm sure, be talking to you guys again as this progresses. We'll see.
Thanks, Jen.
All right. Thank you, Molly. And coming up next on The Real Story, a close-up on the Public Health Committee, how lawmakers are looking to make health care more affordable and accessible for you. Plus, some suggestions making major waves: mandatory vaccines, pharmacies prescribing birth control, and rules to abortion access. That's all coming up in our discussion right after the break.